Welcome back. We are headed to the lakes. It's an expansion in Lakes Country for Profile by Sanford. It's now in Detroit Lakes, and we have Abby and Haley here to join us this morning and talk about it. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah, and so it's exciting. Abby, we chat here quite a bit with you, and now an exciting new venture.
Right, and I'm excited because you guys hear from me all the time, and I get to introduce Haley, who's our assistant manager at the Moorhead location, and she's also going to be the coach and the assistant manager over in DL. So we're really excited about that. So I'm going to let her talk about our new DL location.
Yeah, so we're super excited to be in Detroit Lakes. The biggest thing with that was we knew that we have such a large member base from our Moorhead location that comes from right around Detroit Lakes, and whether they're in Detroit Lakes or they're, within the next 15 miles. So the nice part about this location is we're actually located within the Sanford Clinic. So we're super excited to be sharing that space with the dermatology spot as well.
Yeah, so super easy to find for anyone in DL. You know where that clinic is. Yeah, boom, right there. Yep. And I think it's so good to, it's now I feel like you've really opened up. You live in Otter Tail County. Close by, you live in Becker County, other, like the surrounding ones. And so now even more people can get their services. And so if you just want to talk for a second for maybe someone who doesn't know, what can you help them with? Why would they go see you at the DL location?
Yeah, so what we do at Sanford Profile is we help our members lose weight, make healthy lifestyle changes, and then of course it's very important for us to help you maintain that weight loss as well. So more than anything, we know that in order for it to last, it has to be a healthy lifestyle change. So we really work with our members through behavior change and do this by keeping things simple so you can see that progress and stay motivated.
And so this one is for either of you. I think a lot of people, when they are trying to focus on weight or wellness or something, you always go to the fad diet. I read something online about how you should do this, or if you do this, or we've all heard a million and one of them. So how is it that your program actually works and isn't something that you drop 10 pounds in 2 months and then you gain 20 pounds back in 6 months kind of a deal?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to answer that if that's okay. Go ahead. Yeah, so at Profile by Sanford, we do use that phased approach to weight loss, and we do one-on-one counseling. So yes, you can YouTube and Pinterest anything, as I've said before on this show, but when you come to Profile, we really sit down with you as a member and say, okay, what do you need and how are we going to get there together? And again, with that phased approach, we're starting down with those meal replacements, with those tools, with our frozen meals, making things easy and making that accountability easy because you got a coach, making the foods easy. And then as you move through the program, then we're going to start focusing on how do we do this at home? How do we make this a lifestyle change? Then we start ramping up to the next phase and the next phase where we're talking through meal planning and we're talking about whole foods and really understanding how it is that we're going to get through this life with our new lifestyle changes. The biggest thing that I love about our program is we have sustain. It's our sustain phase, and that's the end of the program and is actually the most important because that's where we're utilizing all of the tools that we've gotten throughout the program with the coach, and you get to stick to those lifestyle changes and keep that weight off.
And so what would either of you say to someone who is at home, they think, gosh, I've been looking in a mirror and wanting to live a healthier life or fit back into whatever jeans that I had that no longer fit because the pandemic was hard on everybody with food and maybe binge eating, but they're kind of scared. They don't know if they necessarily want to take that next step, to go to someone and say, okay, I need your help. What would you say to some people who are a little apprehensive about that?
I think most definitely just starting small. Think about what are some of the different things that you do throughout your day and think about what would help you feel your best. Most definitely it's definitely a big jump in behavior change for being able to pick up the phone, and all of us that work for Profile, we totally understand that, how nerve-wracking that would be to walk in the doors and understand how that could be very intimidating. So, just understand, figuring out what your why would be so that you could feel better. And so when you are ready to make that next step, to give us a call or stop in, and we'd be happy to visit with anyone and everyone. So.
And so where can people go if they decide, I want to look into this, I want to make that next step? How should they get a hold of you guys?
Well, we have 3 Fargo-Moorhead locations and now Detroit Lakes. So if you are in Detroit Lakes, you can certainly stop into the Sanford Clinic right next to the dermatology, or any of our 3 Fargo-Moorhead locations, which is West Fargo, Fargo, and Moorhead.
And of course, there has to be a website. I'm sure they could Google it, but what's the website that they can go to as well?
www.profileplan.com.
All right.
Yep. And there is a chat box in there. There's a link to whatever location you're at, whether you're listening to us here, or I have a friend that is down in another state and he watches us. So just very different ways that you can get a hold of us, but we're always welcome and open to having those conversations.
Love it. Live your best life.
Yeah,
Haley and
always.
Abby, thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Coming up here on today's show, Zillow versus a realtor. Why accuracy matters when you're listing your home online.